Hey guys! So earlier we created a Telegram bot that replies to a message that is sent by a user. So this is the bot that we created. And so whenever I type out anything there, it tells me exactly what I coded it to send back to me. So if you missed this part of the tutorial, you may go back on the first part. Otherwise, this second part of this tutorial would go over one, I want these messages that I'm sending to be stored in the spreadsheet that the script editor is in, right? So I want that every time I send a message, I want it stored into the cells here. And then two, I also want to be able to text in certain commands on Telegram bot, like maybe like the magic word is like, abracadabra or something. And whenever I type that magic word, I want the spreadsheet to return to me certain value of the cell. Sorry, I want the Telegram bot to return to me a certain value of a cell inside the spreadsheet. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is whenever we send a message to the Telegram bot, the bot will store it inside the spreadsheet. And two, whenever we type out certain keywords, the Telegram bot would be able to bring us back or return the value of a certain cell from that spreadsheet. All right, so let's get started. All right, guys, so let's start writing code. So what we want is to be able to first store our messages to the spreadsheet. So of course we will be needing to tell the bot which spreadsheet to store it to. So I'm gonna start by creating a variable called SSID for spreadsheet ID, and I'm gonna specify the ID of this spreadsheet so that our bot can open it. All right, and then I'm just gonna create another variable here where I will tell the bot exactly, spreadsheet, right? Open by ID. I'm gonna tell the bot exactly to open it by the SSID and to look for get sheet. I think it's get sheet by now. Yeah, to look for sheet 1, which is a tab title. Perfect. So now that we have that set up, I'm gonna tell the bot to append row. So I would want to append or add the text messages that I'll be sending in onto the spreadsheet. So it's gonna appear as like values on the row. So we're gonna be using the append row function or method. Sometimes I can't tell the difference. So append row, but what exactly are we gonna append? So we want to append the text that we'll be sending in, and yeah, I mean we can do that by word text, creating that variable. So we'll be getting this. What we're doing is basically telling the bot, okay, every time someone messages you, extract the text rather. And I showed you guys the data structure earlier. And so to do that, you can just like type contents.message.text. I won't show it here. If you guys want to see it, it's on the other video. But so we'll just say that. Okay, so let's see if this will work. All right, we need to authorize it again since we're gonna be doing changes or putting changes on the spreadsheet. And again, we're not gonna retreat back to safety because you only live once. So we're gonna click go to send message and we're gonna allow it. All right, so let's see. I hope this works. I haven't tested this. I hope it does work. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. If it doesn't work, okay, so it sends me the message. So this works, right? Now let's see if this works. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I wonder why. Let me investigate first and I'll get back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I now know what's wrong, and it's literally just a matter of putting 2 square brackets onto it. Let's deploy. And putting that is you specifying that it's gonna go inside a cell, right? So there you go. Perfect. Great. What if you want to put, multiple words in multiple cells? So for example, you want to say should be in column B, and then you want to put like a number something, right? How would that look like? Cool. Yeah. So all you need to do is put commas, right? So again, like you putting those square brackets is you like specifying that they need to be inside cells, right? Okay. Now that we have that taken care of, let's try getting or storing a timestamp. I think it's always very handy. So in this tutorial, I'm thinking of just recreating the expense tracker on my Medium post. And one of the things that the bot returns on that Medium post is it doesn't have it here, right? But one of the things that I store is the date, and so whenever I want to see my whole expenses, it can tell me exactly what date I consumed something or I purchased something. So let's also do that here. So I'm just gonna create, oops, I already created it earlier while I was investigating, right? So I created a variable called date now to get the date, and I want to show you guys what that would look like. So and then let's just do a quick line 31. No. Unexpected token. What is it? Maybe because I have it here. Expected unexpected token. Oh, silly. There you go. All right, so let's just run it really quick and see what the logs would look like. Cool. All right, so it tells us the current date, which is April 10, but I think if we're gonna return this on, a user's phone, it can be it can look pretty cluttered. There's so many characters here. So what I want to do is just to store the month and the date. I don't need the time. So to do that, I think what I need to do is to create another variable. I'm going to call it reformatted date equals date now. Get month plus date now. No. Plus, of course, the slash, and then date now, get date. Okay, sorry. Perfect, right? Hopefully. Let's see. It's a little slow today. Oh. I want this, and then I want the logger log. Oh. Okay, reformatted date. Why isn't it copying? Let's go. Cool. So it now just returns, I don't know why it's 3. So what I'm gonna do is just add 1 because it's April 10, but at least it returns the date in the format that I want to. It looks like I just need to add and. All right, let's verify. Perfect. Now has 410. All right. So I'm going to, make this a variable here. So not only do I want to display text, I actually first want to display the, okay, that's a long variable name. Why? Reformatted. Okay. So that every time I send out a message, not only will it store the first the text, but also the time or the date. All right, so one more. Okay, so it appends the details or the values in the last row. So if I took this out, it should go back to row number 1. Okay, cool. So, all right, the next part will be us creating or making sure that, or setting up some keywords so that when we type out keywords such as magic, the Telegram bot will return to us certain values in the spreadsheet. Alright guys, so the next step or the next thing that I want our bot to be able to do is to send me the values of certain cells in the spreadsheet whenever I typed in certain keywords. So say we're creating an expense tracker. So definitely I'm going to start putting in or labeling some cells here. Okay, so we'll start with um, the budget, the budget that you allocated. I don't know how much. Um, and then of course there's gonna be the expenses, right? And then there's gonna be your savings. And then as far as the items are concerned, I'm gonna put here date, and I'm gonna put here the item and then the price, right? So the budget should be a set number that you will assign. The expenses should be a total of the prices here, and the savings would be what is left of the budget and the expenses. So I'm gonna like reformat this so that that's clear. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's too dark. Oops. You know what? Back there. All right, and then I'm gonna sum. All right, I'm just gonna set up this spreadsheet to be the sum of CC. Oh, sorry. I think it should be here. And then savings is what is left of the budget and the expenses. That's 0. So let's say you have $1,000 budget, right? Okay, so every time we send in a message to our bot, it should append here, and then automatically this will recompute. But here's the tricky part though. Earlier, we just set up our bot to send in the date and the items. Tricky part is, how do we tell our bot that something is to categorize something as a price? And I don't know yet. So I'm gonna refer back here, see what I did. And by the way, I noticed that this code is actually inaccurate. It lacks the line where you append something on a spreadsheet, and I hope what I'm looking for is here, at least itemizing things. Oh, it's here. I hope so. Okay, yeah, I think it's here. Okay, so it looks like we can split up something. So here we tell the bot to categorize something as an item if the last character that it will see would be a dash line, and then the price that's it. That doesn't look right, but let's try it. Var item. So let's say var item equals text dot split, and then let's say, yeah, we want to follow that dash line, right? And then we say, hey, to store the item. So let's say, hey, I bought like a pineapple and it cost me like $5. Let's see what piece of data. Oops. Weird. Okay. It looks like we need to process that first. It looks like we need to process that first. I see. Okay. So basically, our our text will be split into two. And to be able to determine which is the item and which is the price, we follow the indexing, the zero-based indexing. And so we say item, the first word, the first word from the text that was split would be the item, right? And then the second word would be the price. I'm not technically assigning them here, but the way that it will appear on the code, line 27. Okay, I don't know. Should indicate which is which. Oh, sorry. So I say pineapple, like, cost me $5. Whew, there you go. Dun da da da. Cool. So now we're able to tell the spreadsheet exactly how to, split the message that we're sending it to, and how to identify which is the price and which is the item. And as you can see, our expenses is now at 5 and our savings is now at 995. So now comes the last part of this tutorial, at least the second part of the whole tutorial. And we've been able to successfully send messages from the Telegram bot to a Google spreadsheet. Now I want the Google spreadsheet to send back messages to the Telegram bot whenever I type out a certain keyword. So in order to do that, we need to create if else argument. So here I say if the text is equal to whatever the keyword is. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I would want to be able to, when I ask for the budget, the expenses, the savings, I would want to be able to pull out that data in the spreadsheet to automatically give me like my overall financial status for whatever date I'm sending or I set up. So if tax is equal to, let's just say expenses. Let's start first with budget. All right. So if tax is equal to budget, now I'm gonna tell the bot exactly which cell to pull, right? So I'm gonna say var budget, or I'm gonna store that into a variable called budget. And then I'm going to say get spreadsheet app. Sheet that get data range that get cell. And I just need to tell it what row and column I'm talking about. So spreadsheets are not zero index based. So when I say budget, I'm going to start at row 1, column 2. And I'm gonna say get value. And then instead of sending a message here, I'm gonna want to return send message to the ID and send budget, right? Let's see if this will work. I haven't tested it yet. So I say, all right, again, I bought a pineapple again, but this time it's like $7 and all right, so my budget is still 1,000, expenses is 12, my savings is at 988. And I want to say, hey, what's my budget? It worked. It worked. It returned to me this cell, row 1, column 2. And so we can just do the same for the other things, like else, and I'm gonna say else if text is equal to expenses, right? Or let's say not expense, yeah, let's say expenses. So it's now at row 2, still at column 2, right? And then I say get value. So I want you to the expenses. And then lastly, or at least, let's try also doing it for the savings tab. Get cell 3-2. Get cell value. Oops. Get value. Right? So let's say return send message ID savings. I hope this worked, guys. I'm all excited. Okay, all excited here. So I say expenses. That's my magic word. 12 savings. Awesome. So now whenever I type in my magic word, it tells me, or it sends me back exactly what I want to see. So this helps me track my expenses. Alright guys, I think that's about it. If anything, I would just be adding like one last else statement here. Else, and then this is just gonna be the default message whenever somebody texts in something that's not in the format of having like a dash line. So I'm gonna say ID, if you want, I'm gonna say something along the lines of, please send me your purchases using this format. Item price. And this will guarantee all right, let's test it out. All right, perfect. So now it's telling me that, say for example, that to be able to talk to it, I will need to send things this way. How about this? Oh, sorry. Why am I typing purchases? Sorry, guys. I was trying out something earlier. And I stored it under the variable purchases. That's probably why I was like savings. Using it. Perfect. Budget. There you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the tutorial. The next one will be the last one, and that's the part where we're gonna be using inline keyboards. So it should look like it should look something along the lines of, oops, I am crazy. Okay, it should look something along the lines of this. There you go. There you go. So instead of us sending in the magic words, the keywords, I just want a button that we can easily press, and when we press those buttons, the bot will easily give us the value of the cells in the spreadsheet. See you.